Right now, I heard that Sarah Beckstrom of West Virginia, one of the guardsmen that we're talking about, highly respected, young, magnificent person, started service in June of 2023, outstanding in every way. She's just passed away. She's no longer with us. She's looking down at us right now. Her parents are with her. This just happened. She was savagely attacked. She's dead. She's not with us.
Picture this: Washington, D.C., middle of the afternoon, traffic buzzing, crowds moving like any normal day, and then out of nowhere, the nation gets rocked by a tragedy that hits way too close to home. A young National Guard soldier is gunned down just blocks from the White House, and suddenly the country is staring at yet another boiling point moment. And trust me, folks, this one lands heavy. Because when Donald Trump steps up to the mic, teary-eyed, emotional, and fired up, pointing straight at Biden's administration for letting this happen, you know the stakes just skyrocketed. The attack unfolded right in the heart of Washington, D.C., just a stone's throw from the White House, a place Americans assume is wrapped in layers of security thicker than a Fort Knox sandwich. But on this day, danger slipped straight through the cracks. Two West Virginia National Guard soldiers on a routine patrol suddenly found themselves in the middle of an ambush so brazen it sent shockwaves through the Capitol. And right away, Trump claimed this was yet another sign Biden's crew totally dropped the ball. And if you think the location was wild, wait till you hear who the shooter turned out to be. The gunman, identified as Ramanullah Lakanwal, wasn't just some random guy off the street. No, he was an Afghan national who came into the U.S. under Biden's administration's chaotic evacuation and resettlement wave. Trump didn't waste a second accusing Biden of letting in unvetted strangers, slamming the whole operation as a sloppy, rushed disaster. And honestly, with this suspect's history, the criticism hit like a sledgehammer on already shaky political ground. And the consequences, they were gut-wrenching. One of the two soldiers, 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom, tragically lost her life after the ambush. Young, dedicated, and respected, her service had barely begun before it was brutally cut short. The nation mourned, but Trump took it further, saying her death was the direct result of Biden's failed security policies. He insisted this tragedy wasn't just heartbreaking, it was preventable. And that's when the story turned from sorrow into pure political fire. And when Trump stepped in to speak, things got emotional real fast. Appearing in a live stream with military members, Trump's voice cracked as he announced Sarah's passing, calling her a magnificent young hero. But the sadness quickly turned to anger. Trump went full throttle, blaming the Biden administration for letting dangerous people pour into our country. He said the attack proved their immigration system was a clown show, unfit to protect Americans. The man was emotional, sure, but also locked and loaded with political ammunition. And his next move, it shook Washington like an earthquake. Immediately after the attack, Trump demanded that an additional 500 National Guard troops be deployed across Washington, D.C., saying the city needed real protection, not political excuses. He argued that Biden's administration created the environment that allowed the attack to happen in the first place. Trump called the troop surge a necessary step, because in his words, we can't rely on the amateurs currently running the system. And boy, that ramped the tension up another notch. And what followed next put Biden's immigration agenda straight into the hot seat. Hours after the attack, Trump ordered an immediate freeze on immigration processing for Afghan nationals, a decision he said Biden practically forced onto the country through reckless vetting and hasty evacuations. Trump insisted the shooting wasn't random at all, but a direct outcome of Biden's let everyone in and hope for the best strategy. And whether you agreed or not, the political aftershocks snapped across the country like a lightning strike. And trust me, the ripple effects didn't stop there. Afghan American and refugee groups instantly raised alarms, worried this one attack would cast a shadow over entire communities. But even as advocacy groups called for calm and fairness, Trump doubled down, saying Biden's soft-touch immigration approach was the real villain here. He argued that protecting Americans should never take a backseat to political correctness, a message that resonated with many and rattled others. Suddenly, thousands felt the pressure building. And the divide only kept growing. As news spread, America once again found itself locked into a political tug-of-war. One side claimed Trump was finally telling hard truths about national security, the other accused him of fear-mongering and scapegoating. But Trump insisted he wasn't playing politics. He was calling up Biden's incompetent leadership for putting military members directly in harm's way. The whole nation felt like it was watching a live boxing match with no referee in sight. And if you think that was intense, buckle up. This tragedy sparked deeper questions about vetting, asylum processes, and how the U.S. handles allies from conflict zones. Trump argued that Biden treated national security like an afterthought, saying this is what happens when leadership is asleep at the wheel. Critics said he was oversimplifying. Supporters said he was finally stating the obvious. But either way, pressure on the White House ballooned faster than a cheap party balloon in August heat. Which brings us to the final, heavy-hitting truth. The ambush wasn't just a tragic loss. It became a defining moment that highlighted vulnerabilities in America's security and immigration systems. Trump framed Sarah Beckstrom's death as a call to action, a moment that demanded accountability and change. He claimed that as long as Biden kept running the show, tragedies like this would keep happening. Whether seen as leadership or political theater, one thing was clear. This incident changed the national conversation overnight. If you want real talk, raw updates, and zero sugarcoating on stories that shake the country to their core, you're in the right place. Go smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment with your thoughts on this breaking story. This is Global Pulse News, where the truth hits hard, the facts stay sharp, and the energy never drops. Stay tuned.